friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be having some beef short ribs and pierogies that I made, and opened up a can of pickled beets. It looks absolutely delicious. So how's everyone doing? Guess what time I'm doing this video? I'll give you a minute. Put in the comments. What time do you think I'm doing this video? Those are pickled. It's 2:34 Monday morning, day after Super Bowl. I slept for 14 hours straight. I missed the Super Bowl. Yeah. I think the Chiefs won. That's when I was rooting for, kind of, anyway, because that's what Atticus's first name was, Chief. I didn't like that name, so I changed it to Atticus. Wasn't those Chiefs the Redskins? Did the Native Americans say that? That offended them? Everything offends everybody something nowadays. It's just ridiculous. We learn from history, so the bad stuff in history won't repeat itself. You know, about the Confederate stuff. You know, we learned from history not to do that stuff, but you have to learn about our country's history. There's all kind of bad stuff, all wars and stuff. It's all bad. And you just have to learn. A lot of these people who are protesting, all this kind of stuff, most of them, I don't think they learned about history. They may have been dropped out of school or something, I don't know. But they should learn about history. Be proud of history if it's good, if it's bad. You know, that's just, it's life. Try to make your life good. Everyone brings up all the bad stuff in the world or history. But there's a lot of good things that's happened in history. It's happening in the world now. So one thing I've been wanting to talk about too is people doing bad things, trying to get their name famous for eternity, for a movie deal, like Bonnie and Clyde and all those people and stuff, and Al Capone and whatever. A lot of these people who go and do all this terrible stuff, they're wanting their names to be famous, and they go and do something bad, and next thing you know, 2 months later, there's a Lifetime movie. Which Lifetime needs to stop doing that stuff. "2:30 in the morning. There goes my son. He does it every time I get on here. Every time. It doesn't matter what time of day. He's got to be opening and closing doors. I'm going to do it again. I wish she'd go get a job. That beef short rib in here is excellent. It probably doesn't bother y'all, but it bothers me. And doing it. It reminds me of a story. My grandpa and grandma. My grandma did odd work or whatever and sold paintings or whatever. She saved for many years to get the house painted and get the window things go inside the windows. I can't think of what they're called. Hold on, the window shutters. Painting. So she saved enough to get the house painted and those shutters painted. And the painter had just finished painting the shutters, and he had them standing up outside to dry. And my grandpa, he didn't want the house painted. He didn't want the shutters painted. And so he went and got his riding lawnmower, his John Deere riding lawnmower, right through there with them scissors all wet and sprayed them with grass. After my grandma died, my grandpa died first, and grandpa died in, I think, 82. My grandma died in 88. We sold the house, and the guy that sold it to us, I think he was a preacher, but he was a car salesman too in Hearn. And he was telling us that my grandpa haunted the house. I don't know if he still haunts the house or not. So they'd see him in the front living room, sitting in a chair. They had the Christmas tree in the front living room, and they woke up one morning and all those ornaments were off the tree, stacked up in a pyramid. We always said that's because we never had the Christmas tree there. We always had them back then. That's where we always had the Christmas tree. And then he died. And somebody else bought it. I don't know who else bought it. We really don't keep in touch with anybody there. There's not really about anybody there anymore. I have one friend there and her daughter. I saw her a couple years ago. But everybody else has moved away or they've died. Funny, growing up, we had such a big family, but everybody was older. A lot of them never married. They married, they never had children. So it came down to me, and thank goodness I had 2 boys, but it don't seem like they're gonna get married or having children. I don't know. So it's only me, my 2 sons, and my mother's sister. That's all we have left in our family. And then the guy I thought was my dad, things like a week after mother died, I found out he's not my real dad. He was my stepdad. So I found out on Ancestry who my relatives were. After she died, I put the guy who I thought was my father, his name in there, and all those little leaves started popping up. He had 2 daughters, and they don't want nothing to do with me. They're very racist. they don't like, I had kids by a black man. And so, they don't want anything to do with me. Yeah, she wrote that in one of the daughter's message. It's your loss. I didn't want anything from him anyway, but a few days ago, I was very missing my mama. I was crying. I said, I'm gonna get on Facebook and read her old posts. It made me feel so much better. But my mother used Facebook more as a diary, I've noticed. That's how I found out this one guy was my father. And then she had another post of talking about him. And then she was drawing a picture of him. And she was talking about another post the day my brother got killed. I didn't know, we never talked about it. She never, just because no one's ever asked me how I was doing. No one's ever asked me anything. When someone dies or anything, no one ever asked me how am I doing. I've had to take care of my mother since the day my brother got killed. And no one's ever asked me, how are you? For anything. Even when my mother died, no one's asked me, how are you? And going back to that post, I can't believe she remembered. She was saying, I remember this after I've reading this, that my grandpa called and told her, we think we found Jamie. He's dead. And she's like, what do you mean he's dead? And he goes, a train ran over him. There's a little boy that the train ran over, but we can't tell if he was white, black, what color he was, because there's no pieces left of him. The only reason they knew it was him because the radio he had with him, my mother just bought him early for his birthday, and his shoes. There was nothing left of him. That's the only way they could identify him. From his shoes and parts of his radio. They picked him up in a trash bag. That's how they buried him, in a coffin, a trash bag. Then they said 81 cars. It was 80 something. I remember it was 80 something. Cars ran over him. And I know several years later, my mother was going through, she bought this hope chest to put him in. His belongings they found, and it just smelled like diesel. And there was part of his foot still in that shoe. Used to scare me to death. No one sat down and really explained anything to me. You know, I was a child. No one acted like I was a 40-year-old adult or something. And I remember going to Catholic school, and I remember being in Mass that morning. I think it was that morning or something. I was thinking, I want to be a priest when I grow up. and we were learning these new prayers and all this stuff. And I remember we were going to go see. That was my brother, and I kept preaching in the car because one of the preachers came and picked us up. From another town, my grandma and grandpa's, they were Methodists, came and picked us up. And I was preaching, trying to comfort my mother. She was all hysterical. And I remember preaching, and then they told me, it broke my heart right then, that women can't be priests. So, broke my heart. I don't blame God for taking my brother away like that. Everybody used to know me as the little girl, her brother, got ran over by the train. But now, mostly everybody's died off, and people my age, they didn't know anything about it. So you have to tell them the story and relive it all over again. That's why I've always said, when something tragic like that happens, especially in your funeral cost or something, therapy needs to be included in there or something, because they never think about the parents losing a child tragically like that. What it does to them and how it affects the child. They have children. After that, my mother really didn't care about me. And I got in my real bad accident. In a 1987 car accident with my friend Lisa. They had to get to Brian police to go to the house because she would not answer the phone. Finally, they were fixing to break down the door because she wouldn't answer the door for them. And the police came to her and told me they've never seen a mother ever act like that before. That she had no emotion. That we got in an accident or I could have gotten killed. She just said she didn't say nothing. She just closed the door. And that's just how my mother was. After my brother got killed, there was no emotions. People died or whatever, there was no emotions. She never cried or nothing. I know I cry all the time for her. I miss my mama. But I think if it was me that passed away and she was still alive, she wouldn't cry for me. She'd miss me cooking and getting her pills and stuff together for her. Would she cry for me? No. She wouldn't cry for me. finish my pierogi. I'm stuffed as can be, but what time is it? It's 3 o'clock already. My dog stayed out for 14 hours. No one in the house. Hopefully they're still knocked out on my bed. A couple of times I kept thinking, waking up a little bit thinking, I need to get it and cook my kids' food. And I was like, you know what? One's 35, one's 27. I am not going to wake up to feed them. They are adults. My freezer and my refrigerator is full of food. They can heat something up, make something, or they've all got cars. They can go to town and get them something. I got to keep reminding myself they're not babies anymore. I'm not responsible for them anymore. I don't have to feed them. I don't have to cook for them and clothe them and whatever. I don't know if they ate or not. I texted my oldest son. He's in there. Did you eat? He hadn't said nothing. He's probably upset that I didn't cook for him. Oh well. You can go get something. I'm tired of cooking for them and buying them stuff, food. They have never bought me once, ever, anything. Ever if we go through drive-thru or something, they never said, hold on, Mom, let me pay for it. Never. So, yeah. Well, I'll just put this up. My fork keeps falling in there. Every time I do DoorDash or anything out of my, they never say, hey, you know what, hold on, Mom. So you paying for that? Let me pay for it. Or let me pay for you some food. Or I asked my son one day, he was out of town, bring me back a Starbucks coffee. He can bring me back a coffee. Him and his girlfriend, where she spends the night, they'll go out and whenever they get it, they'll go to Starbucks or wherever and get them coffee. They can't think about bringing me one back. And I said, why do y'all need to go spend money on coffee when I have probably four different kind of coffee machines in there? Why can't y'all make y'all some coffee? She says, I got this fancy espresso machine I gave to him, Ashton, and his old girlfriend, the apartment. He went and stuck it out in the garage. It's been sitting in the garage for several months now. He can't bring it in the house. I keep forgetting about it. His new girlfriend says, oh, I know how to use the espresso machine. Well, show me how to use it so I can use it. So, all right. I was gonna just eat this, and it's like, well, no, I'm gonna do me a video so y'all can enjoy that with me. Last time I made this, I had smoked brisket. That was very good too. The beef short ribs They're very good too. I like that. I cooked them the other day and over on Chew&Chat. And I had my refrigerator. I was like, well, do I want to make them like that, or can I do something else with them? I was like, oh, I'm gonna cut the meat off. I'll make them like I did that brisket and pierogies I made, and it was really delicious. So, all right, y'all know what to do. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, click that bell notification. Make sure it's all black, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye bye.